Hi, it's been a very interesting week since the last time I posted anything on here. First thing that happened was one of the compression bandages actually fell off when I was transferring. And if you remember on the Facebook page, if you're on my Facebook page, then you'll know that I've had real difficulties trying to get anybody in the medical profession to actually take responsibility to come out and rebandage that. So we ended up having to rebandage that ourselves. Unfortunately, that has now resulted in me getting an infection in the right stump. So I'm now on a courses of antibiotics. Luckily, I haven't been taken into hospital, and we're going to have a look at that in a week's time. If the wound check comes back that the infection's cleared up, then the compression bandages will come off eventually, and I'll be ready to move on to the next stage, which is to be fitted for a socket for new legs, and then hopefully start physio and start desensitizing the stumps, which basically means getting used to pressure being put through the stumps and being able to touch the stumps as well. So that was quite an interesting start to everything. Also, I've had to revalue the ideas of getting dressed, I suppose, especially with trousers. I've got this urge to pull trousers up that would have came at the ankle or at the calf muscle, especially things like leggings, like the one I'm wearing at the moment. I've got this urge to keep pulling them up until like a bit of stump shows through, because I'm not used to having like a foot at the end of the trousers. So I've had to kind of like, look at that and think, well, no, hold on. There's not a foot there. That is where the leg of the trousers would actually stop. So that's a bit bizarre. I mean, if I pass this to my, I'll be able to show you that's, it just looks wrong, and the urge is to try and force it over the stump edge, but unfortunately, it's not the way it's supposed to look. But luckily, I can show you that the compression bandages have been changed now. I do have images of the scar of this one when it fell off, but if you want to see that, you're going to have to go to the blog, which is www.theamputeediaries.blogspot.com, and that will be posted up on there. I've also spoke to social services this week, adult services they are actually, with regards to assistance I need in the home, such as a ramp, direct payments, so that I can have somebody in to help us with regards to transport, socialising, getting around, helping the house. Unfortunately, by the time that actually gets sorted out, I'm probably going to find that I'm going to be up and about on legs anyway, because the red tape is just horrendous. So my advice for anybody who does have to go through something like this, or has recently gone through something like this, is get in touch with them as soon as the amputation's taken place, because the red tape is just phenomenal. I mean, it took 3 weeks to get somebody to come and see us. It's going to take another week for them to compile the report. I'm then going to have somebody to come out and assess us for the direct payments, and then who knows how long after that before I'll actually get anything put in place with regards to a ramp, bathing equipment, or the payments, so that I can pay for transport, so I can actually leave the house. Because at the moment I'm having to pay for taxis everywhere, and as you can imagine, that gets quite expensive, and which is obviously you can't do. So you're basically, until you get some kind of help with this, you're basically housebound until it gets sorted out. Still waiting for the forms coming from the DLA. So again, my advice would be is to get onto them as soon as you are going into hospital, you've gone into hospital to have the amputation. Good thing is with that is you can backdate it to the date of the amputation. But I mean, it's been about 2 weeks now since I asked for a pack to be sent out. Then again, you've got to wait for them to assess it as well before you'll get a reply. And as yet, I haven't had anything back. So yet again, I'm going to have to give them another ring to try and get a pack sent out. Pretty much that's all the help I've been given at the moment. I'm pretty lucky that I am downstairs. Our bedroom's downstairs. We have a downstairs bathroom as well. And we left hospital with the wheelchair and the commode. So that's been quite lucky in that respect. But I know not everybody's going to be in the same situation. So basically, yourself or somebody, a family member, to get in touch with these people as soon as, and just to make sure that the hospital staff actually contact social services while you're on the ward to get these things put in place for you. Also make sure that they give you, if you're working, or even if you're on the door, make sure that they give you a sick note from the ward as well, or at least the forms to self-certify for the first 7 days, because that again can cause issues if your doctor's unwilling to issue a sick note without seeing you, or you have problems getting appointments with a doctor, or he just doesn't like leaving sick notes at the counter. So again, that could cause issues for you with regard to getting paid off benefit people or getting paid from work as well. Not been too bad this week. I've had the down times, had some positive times, went to the pictures to see X-Men. That was a brilliant movie, although I didn't like sitting in the middle of the aisle, I have to be honest. So that's good. Trying to stay positive is really good as well. Try and set yourself a little challenge every day, something that you can achieve that isn't unrealistic, will help to motivate you more and help to keep the morale going as well, which is what I'm trying to do. One of the downsides of this, though, is the simple fact that because you're stuck in the house most of the time, and because you're stuck in the wheelchair and there's not a lot you can do, you have to rest. And you know, the only exercise you are getting, apart from wheeling around the house and transferring, is the physio that you should be doing every day, which at the end of the day you need to do to benefit yourself. You know, you're going to get bored, and if you're anything like me, you will end up comfort eating because you feel down. You'll eat because you're bored. I do. Hence the size I am, the weight problem I have, and it's going to be detrimental to myself, and I'm aware of that. Because at the end of the day, prosthetics for a below knee amputation, they can only give you the decent prosthetics up to a certain weight. After that, it gets a bit, you know, hitty missy as to whether or not you can actually wear prosthetics after that. So it is in your best interest to try and look at your fitness levels and look at keeping yourself busy and looking at your diet and trying to be good. I mean, I've now got a couple of weeks, as long as everything's alright with the infection, before I get fitted. So I am going to have to try really, really hard to lose weight. And I just cannot see it happening that quick in time. But if I want any chance of getting a decent pair of legs, where I'm going to be mobile, which was the whole point of having the operation anyway, then it's an issue that I have to, it's my demon and I've got to fight it. So again, if you have any questions, you know where I am, and I'll speak to you all shortly. Take care.